me. It was never me but you, and now I'm good. Wake up and I do my
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Let me turn this air down. Woo, that's cold. So this is Ivan's car. He's from New Mexico. So actually, Ivan came to us at our old shop, so probably over a year and a half ago, and the car just had a Pro Charger, E85, fuel system, kind of your normal stuff, and it came to us for oil pump gears, a trans brake, a watt box, and a few small other things. And then you know how it goes, kind of escalated from there. So he started saving up for twin turbo kit, boost controller, onboard air, kind of pretty much the normal things you need to twin turbo your car. So Ivan ended up coming back to us recently. We also did his brother's car, which is an NA car, but we did K-member, oil pump gears, some small upgrades to that car as well. At the same time, they dropped off Ivan's. And Ivan's is now on an Aldo Weld's twin turbo kit. It's got precision 62, 66s, and I'm trying to think if we did, you know, onboard air, boost leash, kind of just, you know, the basic stuff you need, scavenge pump, all that good stuff. So right now, you guys saw us tune the car. It was on gate pressure, so we're just waiting for Lund to get back to us. It's the weekend now, so they're closed. So next week they'll get back to us, and everything looked good so far. So we'll probably turn this thing up 15, 16 pounds of boost, maybe 17, and should be good to go from there. So this car came out really good though. Like I said, it's an Aldo Weld's kit. The fitment on those is really, really good. The turbos are underneath the car. So right now it's got filters on it, but obviously when you're at the track, you know, you can run it without the filters and typically have no problems, even though the turbos are down below. I think the only reason why people don't like the mid-mount kits is what they're called, is because you can't see the turbos up top. Like when you open the engine bay, it looks like you just have like a fender well cold air intake or something. So but yeah, this car came out really good. He had a blowout on the way here, so you'll see like there's a bunch of black rubber on the bumper. So we put new tires on it. We did a carbon trunk as well from Anderson, and then he's got the parachute mount. Need to put the parachute on, and then he also got a Mike Thomas Fab drag wing. So we got to put that on before it gets picked up. But the car came out really good. It sounds awesome. A lot of people, you know, think since the turbos are down low that you can't really hear them, but they're actually pretty loud. And his exhaust with the Aldo Weld's kit, it comes with like pretty much like 18 to 24 inches of downpipe, and then it just dumps straight down. So we're doing another Aldo Weld's car right now. We're finishing up, it's Eric's, and we're doing something a little different with his exhaust. I'm really excited to show you guys that one, and you can kind of compare the exhaust notes, because that one we're going to go further back with it, and I've got some other things we're doing to it. So pretty excited to show you guys that one. So pretty much we did two Aldo Weld's twin turbo cars at the same time. Eric's was stock when it came to us, so we're gonna do a full video on that one as well, because we did a lot of stuff to that. Ivan's car already had, like I said, a Pro Charger. It had a lethal performance fuel system, which they're okay, but the shop that installed it didn't do it the right way, and so it's not the best looking. I mean, it works, but it's not the best looking. So but yeah, the car sounds killer. Obviously, it's pretty loud in here because the downpipes are literally dumped right underneath you. But yeah, it's only on gate pressure right now, so it's nothing crazy. Essentially, what Lund does is they have us, you know, they'll have you tune it on pump gas first, make sure everything's in line, O2s look good, fuel trims look good. They'll do a gate pressure pull. That way, you have a 91 or 93 tune, so you can go back to that. You know, during like the winter times when E85 blends are shit and it's hard to start the car. So we got that tune done, and then we went on E85, and then they pull the timing out and only have you do like a 3,000 to 6,000 RPM pull to make sure everything is looking good. Once again, checking O2s, fuel trims, all the normal stuff. And then if that looks good up to 6,000 RPMs, then they let you go to 7,500 RPMs. And then once the 7,500 RPM pull looks good, they'll start throwing some timing back in it. So they pull the timing out just to make sure, you know, you are going wide open throttle. So if something's wrong, it doesn't have a bunch of timing in it, you know, for catastrophic failure. So that's kind of how the tuning process works. And then, like I said, if everything looks good after that, then they give you the go-ahead to start adding boost, you know, based on your setup. So this car is still a stock bottom end, stock head car, like no head studs, no valve springs. So you'll probably see, you know, 16, 17 pounds of boost. Any more than, I mean, you could do more than that, but he has a stock trans as well. And when he had the Pro Charger on the car, he did a lot of drag racing. So I'm sure the trans is already, you know, it's already seen its days. I'm sure its longevity is not there anymore. So I know his next round of mods is pretty much build the trans, and then as long as the fueling looks good, feel comfortable turning them up from there. A couple pounds of boost, you know, 18, 20 pounds. Any more than that, you really want head studs, valve springs, head gaskets, because we do have a few cars that we do head studs, GT500 gaskets, and I feel pretty comfortable pushing those like 11, 1200. So, but you know, it's modding a car, so not everything is guaranteed. Stuff happens. But man, those turbos sound damn good down there. They sound really good. You can't ever hear the blow-off valve unless you're like outside the car, because Aldo actually mounts them to the intercooler, and you know the intercooler is so far forward and it's mounted up there, so you can't really hear them. But on that Mach 1, you could really hear the blow-off valve because it's pretty much like down in the driver's side fender well. I was trying to see if you can hear the blow-off valve. You really can't. But man, the turbo noises on this thing are pretty sick. I don't know why everyone has this misconception either that you can't daily drive turbos, and there's so much more that goes into them. There's so many oil lines and vacuum lines. There's really not that much more that goes into them. I actually prefer turbo cars. I mean, I love the Whipple cars because you can just floor it and go. But the turbo cars are nice because, you know, with the boost controller, you could just drive around on gate pressure, and someone pulls up, you could reach over, hit the arrow, and, you know, change the boost setting right away. You know, a Whipple car or any supercharged or pro-charged car, it's just going to make whatever pulley you have on there. So if you ever want more or less, you got to change the actual pulley itself. Or, you know, you can pull timing in the tune, but then you got different tunes. So I really like the turbo cars. I prefer them. I mean, I do love the Whipple cars too. They're fun, they're instant. But man, it's hard to beat. We do a lot of turbo stuff. I really like turbo cars. Nothing against the Whipples. They're still fast and they're fun, but the turbo cars are just, that's where it's at for me. So, I mean, this car's a full weight car too. I mean, he's got, you know, brakes on it and a K-member and Kirkies in it, but like, you know, it's still got stereo, AC that blows cold. The cooling seats is on, but it has Kirkies, so I don't know why that's on. That ain't gonna do shit. Although that would be a cool mod. Someone should look into that. But yeah, it's got everything, you know, no weight's really taken out of it. And these things, as you guys have seen, twin turbo 10 speeds are very, very fun cars, and they're very fast too. Oh, you're not in the lane. Pass somebody. That was literally 3 pounds of boost. It's just so easy to pass somebody. We're just on gate. We're just chilling. So yeah, this car has an onboard air system, which I recommend as well. If you guys don't know this, probably a lot of you know this, but there's pretty much 2 ways you can run the boost. You can run it off vacuum pressure, which is probably the most common, like when you're doing an e-boost setup or a GFB or any of those more basic controllers. And the problem with vacuum pressure is whatever spring is in the gate, you can only double that. So say you got 7-pound springs in there, well, the max boost you'll see is 14. Obviously, depending on your system and efficiency, they'll creep up sometimes like 15, 16, but that's pretty much your max boost you can see. If you got onboard air or CO2 in there, you put the smallest spring, like a 3-pound spring or a 5-pound spring, and then you let the CO2 or the onboard air do all the boost controlling. So you can go up to, you know, 100 pounds of boost, but you can go as low as 3 pounds of boost. And the good thing about that is typically the onboard air and the CO2 actually spool faster. But the biggest thing is, you know, if you're on like a no prep track or a shitty track, is you could really turn the boost down as low as you could leave on 3 pounds of boost, and then you can ramp it up and ramp it in at however much you want. So I really do prefer the onboard air or the CO2, but then you got to go with a controller like, you know, a boost leash or an AMS 1000, AMS 2000. But really that's the way to go, because you don't have to mess with wastegate springs. You can put the smallest spring in there. When you see a cop. Like I said, you put the smallest spring in there and you let the CO2 or the onboard air do all the work for you. So that's ideally the best way to go when you're doing turbo setups. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys Ivan's car, because it's been here a few times and I don't think I've ever done a video on it, but it's a super nice car. He's got really nice parts on it. It's got fuel system, injectors, boost leash, onboard air, oil pump gears, crank sprocket, Aldo Wilds twin turbo kit now. It's got a 10R stager and a bump box. He's got all the supporting mods, suspension, all that good stuff. It's got a nice carbon trunk, nice cowl hood, if you guys ever want to know how big the cowl hood is, which they're heavier than stock hoods, which is so stupid in my opinion. But this thing runs great, man. Like, you can drive it around town, doesn't overheat. Like I said, really the thing that this is missing is a built trans, because the trans, you know, they tend to go out on these cars around this power level. They'll live for a little bit. They're just so hit or miss. But when the 10 speeds work, man, they are freaking awesome. They're awesome transmissions when they work. When they don't work, they'll really piss you off. So I just wanted to keep you guys updated on some of the builds we have going on over here. Obviously, we do a lot more builds, but some people don't want theirs shown, or they honestly pick it up and I didn't actually have time to make a video on it. We're really busy right now. We got a few, I think like 4 cars being picked up this coming weekend, which is good. We stay pretty busy. So if you need work done, please reach out and try and schedule ahead of time, because we're pretty booked up, and I want to help you out if you want your work done here. So, and you know, a lot of people call from out of state or out of city, and we do, you know, a lot of our stuff is from out of state or out of city. So you know, as long as you can get your car here or get it shipped here or whatever, you know, we'll schedule you in. So I just hate working on other people's messes. That's one thing we're trying to really get away from, is other people's messes. And it's nothing against everybody else. I think I've talked about this before, but man, it just always ends up costing more, spending way more time fixing other people's issues, whether it was a shop or yourself working on it. It's just, you're gonna end up spending more. So unless you're like really competent, you know, just get done right the first time. We're not the only shop that you know, I think does good work. There's tons of other good shops out there. You just got to really do your research, because we've had cars come in from big name shops, and you'd be really surprised what we see. And I don't know, you know, stuff just happens. But just do your research, or do it yourself, really, because at the end of the day, you can only blame yourself if you mess it up. That's pretty much how I started. Is I just modded my own stuff, and I would mess up, and well, the good thing is that it was my fault, so I couldn't be mad at anybody but myself. And I ended up spending lots and lots more money than just probably paying somebody to do it the right way. But sometimes that's how you learn, right? So that's just part of it. But we got a bunch of cool projects coming up that I really want to show you guys. I'm trying to get better about the filming, trust me. I'm really trying. But with having, you know, I pretty much have 3 jobs right now, and it's hard to film when you're just trying to get stuff done. And yeah, so I'm trying to do video on like some of the maybe bigger projects we do, because we do a lot of other projects too. Like I said, it's just maybe it's like a day job in and out, or a couple day job, and we just get it out and we don't even think about, you know, filming or whatever. So, but if you need something done or you need parts and you don't see it on the website, sales@coyotedirect.com. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. We finally have new t-shirts coming out, so probably in the next video I'll show you guys the new shirt that's coming out. It's actually really sick. We've got some hats and some t-shirts left, but we don't really have that much because we sold a bunch of stuff, and I need to get better about getting new merch. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll try and keep the content coming. I do post a lot on Instagram, so if you're not following us already on Instagram, go follow us on Instagram. And I started posting on TikTok, but you know, it's just so hard to post on everything. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys on the next one.